So the Anime Award winners were finally released a couple days ago, with JJK winning tons of awards, including Anime of the Year.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And since then, I've seen a little bit of backlash from Vinland Saga fans saying that it was robbed of Anime of the Year. Well, I hate to be that guy, but Vinland Saga shouldn't have won Anime of the Year, and the reason is obvious. While Vinland Saga offers an interesting plot and some of the best character development I've seen, with Thorfinn struggling to cope with all the atrocities he committed, the biggest problem, while conveying all that, is the show is unbelievably boring. I hate to be that guy, but yes, no matter how great Thorfinn's development is, it doesn't change the fact that the build-up is borderline terrible. At least 4 of the episodes achieved nothing and could be cut out, and we would still arrive in the same place. I have noticed a trend whenever there's a show that's going out of its way to be deep or thought-provoking. Anytime you attempt to critique it, the fans of said show respond in 2 ways. 1, you didn't understand it. 2, all you want to see is fights. And that just isn't the case. There are plenty of great shows that are dialogue heavy, and even exclusively only dialogue without sacrificing the entertainment value. Death Note's a prime example of this. This season has so many moments that felt entirely too slow or just needed entirely. The second issue is that with Thorfinn's development, while it was well done and it does work within the story, it just feels goofy, especially in the time period that is set in. While having no enemies sounds nice, the reality is that everyone has enemies and some people need to die. It's as goofy or even more goofy than Batman not killing Joker, even though the man has filled literal graveyards. Hopefully at some point Thorfinn should be forced to break his vow or make a goofy decision to keep it, because unless he finds somewhere where no one is, there will be conflict. The biggest problem with Thorfinn is that he's just too extreme at what he does. When he was a mass murdering maniac, he was killing anyone and everyone. People who didn't deserve it, people who did. Now, he's the opposite. He doesn't want to kill anyone. And while having no enemies sounds nice, it's just not realistic. And I have to wonder if we're going to go down the same similar storyline at some point as Batman not killing Joker, even though the man is literally filling graveyards. And Batman is as goofy as Thorfinn is for having that mindset. If you have the ability to stop an individual who is clearly a danger to society, or at the very least to you and your family, then you're not wise and you're not smart, you're just a coward. This whole season, Thorfinn is struggling with all the deaths that he feels responsible for. Well, he killed them, so obviously he is. But if we're going to continue this no killing rule, there has to be consequences of some kind. Or at some point, Thorfinn will either have to break his vow or something bad's going to happen. Sorry to bring up Batman again, but similar to the Red Hood storyline. Because unless he goes somewhere where nobody is, there will be conflict. That's just human nature. I really enjoyed the Gardner or Arnheid storyline, if that's how you say their names, I'm not too sure. The whole don't go to war if you don't have to lesson. The story is filled with so many great scenes, especially the transitions from what the reality is to what could have been if Gardner had avoided going to war. By far my favorite episode of the entire season, or episodes you could say. Outside of that, I like Thorfinn's PTSD like nightmares. Obviously the iconic scene where the dead are pulling him down the hill. His conversations with Askeladd. His conversation with Prince Canute. They're all pretty cool. Snake was also a really cool character with a couple of badass moments. He was a great addition to the show. I just feel like the good to even great moments are far and in between, especially when we're talking about Anime of the Year. I rewatched Vinland Saga for the second time in preparation for this video, and that will probably be the last time I do it for at least a while. I just think the show has almost no rewatchability, unlike JJK, which I have watched at least a dozen times since it came out, and I think JJK is the clear and obvious winner for Anime of the Year. Anyways, this was just a random guy's opinion. If you think I'm stupid or completely disagree, please feel free to comment below, say whatever you want. If you liked the video, like and subscribe for more. Peace.